Let's take a look at operations with radical expressions. Let's remember how we do operations when we just have a variable. If I have 3x's and then I want to add that to 4x's, altogether we know that is 7x's. Well, the logic is the same when I have radicals. In this particular problem I have 6 radical 5s, or 6 of the square roots of 5, plus 2 radical 5s, minus 5 radical 5s. So I'm simply going to add the coefficients. 6 and 2 are 8, and 8 minus 5 is 3, and so my answer is that I have 3 radical 5s. That's my simplified answer. Let's take a look at this one where it may not be quite so apparent. All of the radicals are different, but we know that we can simplify these radicals. 27 is the product of 9 times 3. 12 is the product of 4 times 3. And 75 is the product of 25 times 3. I can take the square root of 9, which is 3. I'll put that out front. I can take the square root of 4, which is 2. I'll put that out front. And I can take the square root of 25, which is 5. So now, after I can simplify everything, I have 18 radical 3's plus 16 radical 3's plus 10 radical 3's. Now, all of them have the same radical, so I can add their coefficients together. 18 plus 16 plus 10 is 44 radical 3's. Let's take a look at how we're going to multiply. Here's one where we're going to use the distributive property. The square root of 6 is multiplied by the square root of 3 plus the square root of 5 times the square root of 2. So let's follow the distributive property. I'll multiply the radical 6 times the radical 3, and that will give me a radical 18. And then I multiply radical 6 times 5 times radical 2. Remember, you multiply the numbers that are under the radical sign. So that will be 5 radical 12. Once again, we always simplify. 18 is 9 times 2. 12 is 4 times 3. So this answer will be 3 radical 2 plus, I can take the square root of 4 and write that out front. So my final answer is 3 radical 2 plus 10 radical 3. And I can't simplify that one any further because those two radical signs are not identical, so we can't put them together in any way. Finally, let's do one that involves FOILing. Recall, first, outer, inner, last. When I multiply the first terms, I get 3 times 3. When I multiply the outer terms, I will get a negative 3 radical 5. When I multiply the inner terms, I will get a positive 3 radical 5. And when I multiply the last terms, I will get a negative, the product of square root of 5 times the square root of 5. 3 times 3 is 9. These two numbers are opposites of each other, so they're going to add up to 0. And the square root of 5 times the square root of 5 is 5, so that's going to become 9 minus 5, or 4.